All right, 25 till the top of the hour. If you hear that British music, you're probably watching the telly, listening to the radio, the BBC, and having a spot of tea. And that can only mean one thing, that Katie Hopkins is back, our friends from the Daily Mail. You know what Ethan, who works on our team, just said? Why don't you let Katie Hopkins, because we've had Diamond and Silk on for the last 2 weeks doing the last word on my TV show. Why not let Katie Hopkins do the Gobby one, do the last word on our television show? And I'm sitting here thinking that's a great idea, but I'm just wondering how much we're going to have to edit out if we give you that opportunity.
I don't know if America is ready for a final word from Katie Hopkins, but I don't think I'm that much more frightening than Diamond and Silk, who I love, by the way. No, I think a little Hopkins final word would be good, and I can guarantee you we wouldn't have to edit out anything. We might just need your viewers to promise not to be offended that evening.
I don't care that they're offended every evening. Every liberal in this country hates me and wants to destroy me. You know that. Just like, well, you're kind of hated a little bit in Great Britain. Well, maybe you're hated even more than me.
Yes, but you could, if it's that many number of liberals want to hate you or can't stand you, that means you're definitely doing something right. If you annoy enough people, it means you must be getting them where it hurts. And that's what's happening, because you speak the truth, you're telling it how you see it, and you are also articulating the views of so many people who can no longer have their voice heard. I personally think you should be given a medal for services to America, and I will be putting that idea forward to Mr. Trump.
I think Mr. Trump will be laughing the minute you push forward that idea. But he does have a good sense of humor, if you know him. Linda told me you went to L.A.
Yeah, I went to L.A. I did.
Yeah.
And I was in Pasadena, then I was in downtown L.A., and I got a little taster of your road system and you crazy drivers in America, and I was there for Politicon, which is essentially where a whole bunch of Democrats argue with a whole bunch of Republican commentators, and unfortunately they thought it would be a good idea to put me on a panel with women, female liberals from the women's marches. So, and a lady,
whoa, the ones that were wearing the vagina outfits and everything?
Those ones, and I think the lady is called, is it Anna Navarro?
I think she works on like MSNBC or something, right?
Yeah, like she must be a Democrat, I think. Anyway, her and I didn't get along. What would we say? We didn't get along so well.
You didn't get on so well with her. How did it go?
Well, I told the assembled room of 1,000 or so women's marchers that I'd never been so disappointed by women, that they'd utterly let me down, that they failed to have a single point to their lives, and that standing around marching with stupid hats on, holding a banner somewhere cosmopolitan like the centre of a nice city, doesn't get anything done. And I'd much rather see their ugly little faces outside the courts, where people are being tried for grooming gangs, where we have Muslim grooming gangs, or we have women assaulted by men who are here because we have to tolerate multiculturalism. I never hear anything from the feminazis apart from a deafening silence. And so I brought that message to them in California.
And how did they react?
Well, I got out of there alive, and then like all of these shy conservatives came up to give me a hug and say, thank God for you.
Well, there was one conservative in a room. I've never understood this mindset and mentality. And let me make one serious note. I say on this program all the time, and this really irked me about Hillary Clinton, because when it comes to money in the Clintons, it's okay to hand over 20% of our uranium to Vladimir Putin and get 145 million kicked back to the Clinton Foundation. That apparently in the media's mind is not a Russian conspiracy. But then when she would take money from all of these countries that abuse women, women are told how to dress, they can't drive, they can't vote, they can't travel abroad, they can't even leave their house in some instances without a male approval. And the women are beaten, and, they just need 3 times for their husband to say, I divorce you, and the divorce is complete, and they get nothing, and they're ostracized. And women, of course, we have genital mutilation around the country. There's real abuse of women. There's real murder of gays and lesbians. There's real mistreatment of Christians and Jews in these countries, but you give Hillary money, she'll take it. That's such hypocrisy.
It is a madness, and that's precisely the point I was kind of trying to make in this blooming woman's panel. You know, I don't see myself as a woman anyway. I don't know why people identify just because of a chuffing chromosome that they get born with. That does not, you know, dictate whether you're good at your job or not. But I always say to these women, you know, they sort of seem to conflate their viewpoints with their identity, you know, so that if you therefore attack their viewpoints, you're somehow making a massive attack on their humanity, which must be nonsense. But absolutely, they fail to stand up for women who are repressed by a religion. We've just got, I must send you the link actually, our propaganda news channel, the BBC, the state broadcasters putting out stuff, you know, it's got women in burqas like sitting around having a laugh with each other, you know, joking to try and normalise women behind the burqa. And what I want to say is, why don't we watch them eat? Because if you've ever watched someone in a burqa eat, it's really quite something in a full face.
By the way,
veil.
did you ever see, there are images, and I'm not making this up, some people listening will say that I'm making this up, I'm not, of women in bikinis, that they actually make women swim fully clothed. Now, I swim with a T-shirt on because I'm too fat, but that's different.
You need to step away from the fridge, Mr. Hannity.
You know, seriously, you're going to start on me? It's not that. It
is that.
Listen.
Do not tell me you've got big bones. Is that what you're about to say?
No, I'm not saying.
Are you about to tell me you've got big bones or it runs in the family? Because, sir, we're going to, you know, part ways at this point.
No, I don't have big bones. I do eat too much.
Well, what is it then?
Because I'm constantly having a diet. Because if I eat,
no, it's because you're constantly shoving food in your face.
I'm not constantly shoving food in my face. I am totally good, but if I have one bad week, like the 4th of July week, and I eat everything that I love. I blow up like a balloon. I blow up like a blimp.
Mr. Hannity, one mouth, two ears, yes? I need you to listen to Aunt Katie. I put on 52 pounds in 3 months and lost it again to prove that fat people are lazy. You, sir, are lazy.
I am not lazy. I work out 4 days.
You are.
Linda, if you can say a lot about me, am I lazy?
No, boss, you're not lazy.
I'm not lazy.
Oh.
I am not lazy.
You can say a lot about me, but I'm going to taser you if you say
You might be able to say when it comes. No, this would be a true fact. There are times with food I am undisciplined. I'm saying that.
Thank you for enlightening me with that. I know that because you're a chubber. But listen,
I am not a chubber. Linda, am I really that fat? I'm just fat enough that I don't want to swim without a T-shirt on. That's
First of all, Katie, I don't know if you know this, Katie, but we call him anorexic here. He's not fat at all. He wears a T-shirt because he's a pale Irishman. No one wants to see his bright white skin in the sand.
It's translucent. There's no doubt about it.
So pale. Is he so pale he's nearly purple?
But I do have, my arms are tan. And my legs are tan.
Yeah, you have a farmer's tan. I don't know if you should brag about that.
Farmer's tan. Well, but
that is an attractive image. You naked in your farmer's tan, barely translucent, slightly purple, and quite overweight. That's quite an image for your female.
I am not quite overweight. I said look, how do we get off on this topic? I said, okay, so I don't want to get sunburned. That's really the main reason. But I also have a little bit of a beer gut, and I don't even drink that much beer.
We call those daddy tummies. I quite like a daddy tummy.
You like a daddy's hammy. Well, good. Then
bikinis, madness. Bikini madness, that's what I say. And a lot of sort of the women marchers over here, the kind of real aggressive man-haters, they wear bikinis in solidarity with their Muslim sisters here in the UK.
Well, they're not wearing burkinis. All right, let me play this. I mean, this is how insane these people have gotten, and these are like my favorite cuts. You got Ashley Judd and Madonna. I'll remind our audience.
And to our detractors that insist that this march will never add up to anything, you. You. But this is the hallmark of revolution. Yes, I'm angry. Yes.
No kidding.
I am outraged. Yes.
Yes, I'm lonely.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I don't even know what to say. I have nothing to say to that insanity.
I was there because obviously I was there for the inauguration of Trump. I wasn't there for the Women's March, but I went to the Women's March so I could watch these curious women in action. And I remember hearing them speak, and I remember that conversation she had on stage, which made no sense at all to anybody gathered there. I remember one of them yelling, "You are we, and we are you." And I was just like, Yeah, maybe. And then Madonna, you know, her eyes now, because she's pulled them back so far, they are so close to her ears. When she cries, tears come out from behind her ears. I swear to God.
Jeez. Will you please be? You've got to be nice. I mean, you're making fun of me, now Madonna. Wow. What did you call me, a chub? You call me a chubby.
Yeah. Well, when I come to New York, I'm going to take you walking. Maybe we'll do the final word, like when we're walking.
No, I'll take you. No, you can come to my dojo and we can do a martial arts workout, and you're not going to be able to keep up with me.
Okay, the challenge is on, but I warn you. I warn you.
Okay, I warn you. I warn you. I will very, very gently have you on your bottom.
That better be a promise, not a threat.
Oh, jeez. It is.
You don't need to be sensitive, Sean. It's okay.
What is okay? I'm not doing anything wrong. I work out 4 days a week. I do boxing, I do kempo, I do jujitsu, I do Krav Maga, I do punching and hitting and grappling. What do you want me to do? So you purposely gained 56 pounds and lost it.
Yes, I can send, actually later I'll send you.
How did you gain it? How do you gain 56 pounds?
I'm going to send you pictures of me when I was at my fattest, and it will put you off food for life. I send them out for people to put on their fridge doors, and I'm going to send you one, and it will make you walk away from the fridge.
Okay.
I put it on, but I stopped moving.
How did you lose the weight? Because the people really do struggle with this. This is a serious question.
Yeah, of course. And and I did do it for a purpose. You know, I did it to kind of prove that no matter what, if you've got medication, you've got a health issue, you've got whatever you've got going on in your life, that if you sit down too much and you put too much food in your face, you will get bigger. And that's all I did. I sat down for 3 months and shoved food in my face and put on half my body weight. And then to lose it, I made sure I did it like anybody, so it was accessible to all your lovely listeners. So I didn't have a trainer, I didn't have a nutritionist, I didn't join a gym, I did it outside of work hours.
And what did you eat? Because in all seriousness, I mean, when I do gain weight, it's a hard thing to lose those pounds. It's a pain.
Yeah, it's hideous. Look, and I do, as much as I'm joking, it's only because I've been there. I felt the most wretched I've ever felt. You know, it was a documentary on TLC, My Fat Story, and America bought it actually from the UK. And I do. The serious point is that most of us, our relationship with food is not about food at all. It's an emotional relationship with food. And then I spoke to so many women. It's not emotional.
It's I like how it tastes.
Yeah. For sure. And that's nice and that's comforting, and I totally get it. And I also totally get, you know, how hard it is and how disappointing it is to when people try and lose weight. And really, because I'm a lovely person, I just want people to feel nice about themselves. And I want you to feel that way too.
All right, Katie Hopkins, so can I ask what you ate really quick? How did you lose it?
Yeah, of course. So to put it on, you know, and people say, oh, it must have been lovely. You could have eaten anything you like. I was eating 8,500 calories a day. So that's like 3 or 4 roast dinners a day, and I was miserable. I was horrible to my husband. I was horrible to my children, and I became a nasty, nasty woman, more nasty than Madonna, but without the facelift and the issues.
Oh,
yeah.
That was Ashley Judd who said she was nasty. Okay, but what did you eat?
Horrible.
How did you lose it?
And then I lost it by so I made a commitment so that I wanted people to be able to do this. So I said 10,000 steps a day. So I made myself do 10,000 steps a day. I stopped shoving 8,500 calories in my face. And then I picked up a few other women and a few men that also wanted to shift weight. And we started my fat club and we did it together. And a few of those people lost a couple stone each. So that's my Sean Hannity challenge. And to your listeners.
Well, I don't take 10,000 steps a day. I mean, I do walk from the, you know. All right, I like that idea. But you can't hang with me in the dojo, I can tell you that. You're going to get hurt.
Can I say something, Sean?
Yeah.
So the thing I keep hearing at the moment in America, especially from LA and wherever, is people, Democratic or Democrats standing up talking about a sort of repeal and replace and, Obamacare. And they keep using Western Europe as an example of what successful medicine and medical practices can look like. And I just want to kind of scream, Sean, because our NHS is not something anybody ever wants to copy. You do not want state medical kind of provision. You need to have the insurance market running. It needs to be run by the free market. You don't want state provision of healthcare. I really kind of want to get that message across, because all that happens is you wait for 3 years to have the surgery that you needed to have straight away.
And if you've reached your life expectancy, you're never going to get your hip replaced or your knee replaced, are you?
No, not at all. You're not going to get that here, and people will just opt out and take private services. So really, people like me end up paying twice. So I would just say, anyone that says, "Oh, look at Western Europe, look at Sweden, look at the UK," we have one of the worst
health system
survival rates in the
National Health Services. It's a disaster. All right, Katie Hopkins, the Gobby one. We're going to work on you being the final word next week on TV. God help America at that point.
God
help Madonna and Ashley Judd, and God help fat people like me that you're going to make fun of.
My lawyer.
All right, 800-941-SEAN is a